so exciting. Melanie is developing leaders like crazy. The Fighters are killing the $1 Million Challenge. Kristen Burgess is a top enroller. Rockstar Karen Poyer, congratulations for creating 2 new pirates this week. And both of those new associates brought in an accountability partner. So that's huge. So congratulations to Lauren's team. For Team Jessica, Evie Harrison had an enrollment and hosted an online Zoom party last night. That is amazing. Congratulations. Joan Severson moved to manager and did her first welcome call with her upline. That's a huge step right there. So congratulations. Gretchen, I think I'm going to totally screw up the last name, Reds Willis, personally invited over 40 people to our team's virtual launch party. Amazing. Mike Chupi had 3 associates hit consultant and helped 2 of them do so while he was away on the Summer Derby Awards trip in the Dominican Republic. So congratulations, that is awesome. Kelsey Gremick hit director. Ashley Noel hit 5-star cycle bonus for the 2nd time. Mary Montero completed an ice body challenge and enrolled in another. So that's fantastic accountability. Great job. Aaron Parker earned over $4,500 in the executive leadership pools. So that is so amazing, Aaron. Congratulations. And then for Team Betsy, Noelle Kolowick had 3 enrollments, double pips of $210. Noelle, you are on fire right now. That's so awesome. Marta Bloss, Dave Kalowick, Heather Bryson all enrolled 2. Kelly McGee and Nancy Gasper all enrolled this past week. And then speaking of Noelle, huge shout out to her for rank advancing to Crystal Director. She's laser focused and she's running to the next goal of Crystal Executive. And she's been using isogenicsbusiness.com and all of the tracks that have been on there to help her get to where she's at. She earned over $1,800 last week alone, you guys. That's huge. And then also congrats to Sandy Gilman. This girl is on fire. Her business center is just completely blowing up right now, but she earned over $1,000 in the executive leadership pool for September. So way to go, Sandy, for sharing and coaching your people. Congratulations. I don't have anything for Janny's team at the moment, but if she has it, then she can go ahead and jump in here. But congratulations, everybody. That's super exciting.
Thank you so much. Laura, can you hear me? Laura, can you hear me? Yes, you can hear me? Okay, awesome. Very good. All right, wonderful. So guys, I am so fired up because one of the coolest things ever is to get to introduce one of the people you admire the very most. And one of the people that I adore, she's actually one of the people that I met so early on in my business. And how much luckier could I be than for one of the first people that I really get to connect with is Tanya Kirkpatrick. Tanya is an Isogenics millionaire. She's an 11-star platinum and a 10-star crystal executive. She's personally created 10 crystal executives. As a busy mom of 4 gorgeous children, a women's ministry leader, and an eyelash technician, Tanya was run down and fatigued. Both she and her husband, Jeremy, struggled with work-related stress, health issues, and a lack of energy. Tanya had a burning passion and desire to serve her community, but felt stuck as she searched for a vehicle to do so. When she was introduced to Isogenics, Tanya was skeptical at first, but after seeing and feeling the results of the products for herself, she knew she had to tell people about it. After setting and achieving her goal of becoming an Isogenics millionaire, Tanya no longer trades time for money and has the opportunity to cast the vision of possibility onto others. She spends her days helping people create the life of their dreams, coaching them to persevere and be open to growing, and inviting them to dream big with her. And what I'll tell you off script is that truly she is one of the most generous, most selfless I've ever met. She is so brilliant with this model and this vehicle, and she looks at it with these fresh eyes and brings so much value to every conversation that she ever has. So with that, are you on the line?
Yes, Jess, I love your face. Thank you so much for such a sweet introduction. Are you guys, can you guys see me okay?
Excellent.
Okay, awesome. I just want to apologize because I'm in the car driving home from California with the kids. And so we had planned on coming home tomorrow. So thank you guys for just bearing with us because I'm in the car. Are you guys able to hear me okay? Jess, are you able to hear me okay? Can you guys hear me okay?
Yeah, we can hear you great. Absolutely.
Okay, great. I'm so fired up to be on the call tonight. It's been such an incredible journey over the last 3 years with Isagenix, and I cannot tell you how fascinated I am at the fact of continual just relationships that are like family to us, being able to come a part of Isagenix. I was fortunate enough to meet Jess at our very first Isagenix event. I think her, Denise, and I stayed up until like 2 o'clock in the morning talking in the hallway and just really pouring into one another. So one of the best things I can say about the entire Isagenix experience is the culture and the people that have become family. And it's such a blast to go to events because you're literally running just to embrace the people that you have been able to do life alongside. So we're super excited about being on the call tonight. And I want to talk to you guys about really inspiring and being able to lead a team to great things and what that looks like on a daily basis. You know, we were so blessed. We just were in California with the family and enjoying some time spent. My 17-year-old is currently driving the car, and just really enjoyed pressing pause, but with great income, great rank advancement comes great responsibility. And we were checking in with the team every day. We've got a lot of leaders who are running, especially this week for that shake drop lunch. We did a Facebook Live and our business page yesterday, and we actually pre-framed it. So we were able to put up a post that said, hey, stop in at this time. Jeremy and I are going to be in the page giving you guys some great ideas and promo ideas for the shake drop. And really just continuing to meet people where they are. A lot of times I feel like as leaders, as we're growing, we really have to master the mundane of really showing up every day. And when you're showing up in your business pages, in your product pages, it's actually walking into your virtual office and just doing the do and being consistent. You know, a lot of people are like, are you guys going to retire? Are you moving from your house in Gilbert? And I just want you to know humbly, no. We're doing the same things today that we did when we very first started Isagenix. And in those times that we have maybe veered away from that, you could definitely feel the shifts take place in the team. You could feel the shifts take place in the build. And I talked to Kathy Coover today. She called and said, hey, Tanya, I just wanted to touch base with you. She congratulated us for being up 100% in our business center. And I attribute that to the team and the ability to go in every day and show up and just help support them, answer questions, really supporting leaders, asking the right kind of questions too, and what it looks like to continually build and supporting them. It is so key. What Kathy Cooper shares is that the key to your success is enrolling. You should spend 80% of your time going out, sharing Isagenix, really loving on people, and casting a bold vision of what physical and financial freedom look like, not only for what you've experienced in your build so far, but what you expect to, and forward speaking that out, and 20% in really helping, loving on three-way calls. And we call that like management mode. A lot of us get really caught in management mode, especially when we've tasted a little bit of success. We start to really become, the know-all or the trying to think like the guru, the ISA guru. And I just want to encourage everybody to be continually learning. And sorry, I'm getting lots of feedback. Are you guys all muted? Thank you. So that we can continually just grow and be able to really pour back into the teams. It was really key to us to be able to say, hey, are you always open to ever learning? So continually teaching the basics and going in, touching base with people, really thinking about what it looks like growing with the shake drop. We were talking about how it's such a beautiful thing. It's during the holidays. So who do you know that you could gift a mint chocolate shake canister to introduce Isagenix maybe for the first time? Maybe some people that have been on your list and you're not quite sure, putting together a package with them. You guys could put some hot mugs for those of you who are on the East Coast because we can enjoy our shakes hot. And doing some maybe awesome chocolate Isa Delights in there. And you could do a little note in there that says, hey, enjoy this chocolate mint with maybe a dark chocolate Isa Delight shaved on the top of it, giving them just some fun instructions. Teacher gifts are really big. Christmas gifts, anyone spends between $25 and $40 typically, and that one tub of mint chocolate falls right in that. So just really talking to them about that. Talking to them about going in and really going to click on View My Tree, clicking on each individual one of the business centers, casting a vision of, hey, you're at 3 cycles. What would it take to really just make some phone calls alongside of you to get that 5-cycle bonus this week or the 10-cycle bonus? Another thing that we just did recently and really helping cast a vision of possibilities is something that Betsy Frame did for us when we very first started. And I remember we were a couple of conversations that Betsy and I had. I said, is it normal to cycle up a couple of times? I think at that time we were cycling 12, and we had touched on 21, and then we cycled back down to 17. And she said, Tanya, this business is like a tango. You're going to tango up a couple steps and you're going to tango down a couple steps. And it's really true for your cycles and your growth. And knowing that the basis of what we do is just continually having the conversations. I've had so many conversations. I've had a lot of people tell me no. I've had some people make fun. I've had some people think we were crazy because of what we were a part of until they were so thinking, oh my gosh, if I see you in another workout outfit or going on these great trips, I'm going to poke my eyes out. So tell me what it is exactly that you're a part of again. So really doing the do every single day. With these shakes, it's giving you an epic opportunity to help your leaders rank advance. So when I came to Betsy and I was like, I'm at 60, what is it going to take to get me to the next level? She said, well, what's your next goal? And I remember telling her, I think 75 or 80. And she's like, is that really where your heart is? And I was like, well, no, my heart is 100 because I really had wrapped my mind around an income of $5,000 a week.
Away, I'm going to be there for an hour.
And I thought about really thinking about what that looked like. She said, I want you to put sticky notes everywhere in your house. So put 100 on bright neon pink sticky notes and put them in your drawers, around your house, everywhere. So we did a promo in our business page this week about having leaders go ahead and really dream big. I have Lindsay Wynea is just an up-and-coming epic leader. She's from Temecula, California. And she has recently closed down her Papa Murphy pizza businesses. And so her and her husband are full-time working their Isogenics business. And I asked her what her next goal was. And I remember she told me 60, and I think 65. I said, I wanted to encourage you to add 10 to it. So she did. And then she posted her pictures everywhere and encouraged her other business leaders to do the same. So we have a thread going on. I think now it has 200 people chiming in, tagging their friends, tagging other of their team members. And I really want to encourage you, if you do not physically have your goal in front of you, where you're training and helping your other friends and family and leaders and team members to do the same, you're missing out on something exponential, because literally what your unconscious mind focuses on, you will most definitely find. So, just kind of telling you a little bit about, I know Janny was talking about leadership and how we've really been able to lead a lot of team members. I'm working with another gal who actually has network marketing experience. We just currently helped her open an Isogenics Freedom Wholesale account, and really meeting her where she's at, answering the questions with her, and going the extra mile. And she said, do you spend this amount of time with everyone? And my answer was very simple to her. I said, I'm always about meeting other people's energy and their managing their expectations and letting them know I can never want the physical freedom or the financial freedom more than you're willing to want it for yourself. But I will absolutely meet your energies and match those. And I told her, I said, you and I are going to virtually move in together, because I want to make sure that you're set up for epic success. You're a network marketer. You know that it's really about how many conversations you're willing to have and detaching yourself from the emotional outcome of what it is that people say to you, whether it's a yes, no, maybe, not right now, knowing that people are continually watching and there are seasons that shift in their life. Definitely, I was in a shift in mine when I watched Tracy O'Malley at the top of the mountain, just looking vibrant and full of energy and full of life, that it was the season for me to say yes. The funny thing is I'd had 2 other friends who are now a part of our Isogenics family that had came and reached out to me for other network marketing companies. And the truth be told, I told them no, I would never be a part of network marketing again. It was something that was really hard on us financially, and time away. And my husband was totally disenchanted with what that looked like for the future. And so I just want to encourage you that if you've had people that have said no to you, that it just might not be their season, but your job is to be there when it is their season. And your job is to be the very first person that they think about because of how you have branded yourself with health and wellness, with time freedom, physical freedom, and if you've cycled once, financial freedom, because you've experienced what it is to really be earning that residual income and taking place. Really thinking about outside of the box. You know, so many things have been done. I never called them launch parties. We always called them health and wellness tastings. Always being open to learning. Before my sister, Trudy Maples, joined, we were doing health and wellness events once and sometimes twice a month. We committed to the process, whether we had 2 people or we had 45 people. We had crazy growth because I had people who had told me no and who eventually came back and said, hey, Tanya, when are you going to do another one of those events? I've been seeing it. We really cast a bold vision on social media about it. And then when my sister joined, she said, hey, Tanya, you know, she's a chef. She was a foodie. And she's like, I just think we should really taste the shakes. And I started thinking about it, and I broke it down with Jeremy, how much it costs. The shakes are literally $2.54. And so it was so worth the opportunity because you can feed so many people with the shakes. And then cutting the bars. You can cut the bars down 2 times and then in little bite-sized pieces. The other thing I started doing was maximizing my time. If I was meeting one person at a coffee shop, I would think about how could I get 5 people there. So if I have leaders who are wanting to do mini tastings or going to do coffee shop meetings, I ask them, I would love for you to invite 10 to 20 people to that coffee meeting. And they look at me like, whoa. And I'm like, let's maximize our time and really cast a bold vision and really just work with the energy that we're going to be sitting around this table and pouring back into people. And so always think about how you can be maximizing your time with minimal effort and pouring into leadership. What you model, your team will follow. And if you're continually showing up, you're going to have them show up. If you fall off the face of the earth and life happens and you just come in and go as life happens, you're going to have your team do the same thing. And a lot of people get disenchanted really easy. So I just want to encourage you guys, wherever you're at in your build, I want to ask you these 2 questions. Are you being intentional and are you being on purpose? If you're not, you need to check yourself and ask yourself, why is it that you're building? Why is it that you're choosing to share the Isogenics legacy? We're a part of a legacy company, and you know there are so many other companies that are out there and they just cannot say that. I know that we are going to have we've got 2 of our oldest kids that are part of our business center, and one of them is actively building. She opened up her business center about 6 or 7 months ago, and it's been a blessing and a blast to really help support her as well. But I'll tell you, I work the same with my daughter as I would any leader in Isogenics, and I match her energy. So if she flows in and she flows out, I'm here when she's ready. And I think helping manage people's expectations up front, a lot of times people are like, how do you talk to people about the business? I want to just encourage you, if that's your question today on this call, where is it in your beliefs that's lacking? Are you lacking in the compensation plan in that belief? Are you lacking that this really could happen for you? Are you lacking that you have everything that you need to just start right where you are? Because we did not have to know it all. I think about my friends and family who went to college for 4 years. I'm very much an advocate for going to get your education. But they paid to be taught a skill and a learning skill set. Where in Isogenics, you can come and you can learn, but you can earn as you're learning. And that's a big opportunity. For me, for so long, I was like, I don't know how to do Zoom. I don't know how to do a PowerPoint. I didn't wait for anybody to teach me. I simply got on, Googled it, watched YouTube videos, and I fumbled my way through it. So if you're sitting there and you're like, but I don't know quite how to do these different things that I'm seeing these leaders do and having great success with, I just want to encourage you, you're your biggest obstacle. So get in, Google it, find the information that you're needing to look for, and really just go to work on equipping yourself with being the leader that you long to be. one of the things I want to encourage you to, you're never going to be everybody's cup of tea. And so really equipping and surrounding yourself with leadership. And I just have to give props to Jess and Gianni Elo and Lauren for reaching out to different leaders in Isagenix, because there truly is beauty and diversity. And you always take away little golden nuggets from everybody. It's been just an epic opportunity to not only learn from some of the best, but also to be able to learn from up and comers. So, a 1-star, 2-star, someone who's maybe just joining and they have an idea, and you don't just put it to the side. You really open yourself up to continually being a student of network marketing, a student with Isagenix, a student of being, just a better you, a better version of you. And then just really refusing to play small. So if you have something in your life right now that it just seems overwhelming, are you really breaking it down to really taking care of yourself physically, spiritually, and mentally? So always growing your knowledge base, working out and being a product of the product. I can tell you, honest to goodness, I have fallen short in this area over the last 3 months, and I'm feeling it. I'm so excited to get one of those Pentagon bikes, or Peloton bikes. I told Jeremy we're ordering it, and we have a home gym, so I have zero excuses now. And really thinking about, how are you connecting spiritually? Are you taking time out every day just to connect and be still? I have an incredible, it's really been fun because I've been able to gift these several of our leaders their intentional devotional books. And one of them is Devotions While Your Toe Polish Dries. And really connecting and making sure that you are whole as a person, because you can't give what you don't have. I know that in leadership, modeling what that looks like, instead of just going so full out that you have nothing left to give, or you maybe respond instead of really thinking and having a press pause moment and then responding. And I can tell you, in those times, I wish I could do a do-over. I've had to go back and say, that wasn't the response of my heart. Let me go back and apologize and take some ownership. Here's where I am currently, and so that wasn't the response that I needed to have had in that moment. So please forgive me. I think it's really important for your team to understand you're human, and we don't have superwoman clothes on underneath our regular clothes, and we struggle in the same way. I think so many times people elevate people who've had success or have the title Isagenix millionaire, or maybe they're earning 7 figures a year. That you remember that everybody has the same issues that you have today. I tell the team often, hey, I've maybe learned to navigate a couple of things because I've gone through it so many times, or I failed forward in that process. So be open with your team that you're continually a work in progress. You never want someone to hold you here, because that becomes really unduplicatable. How are you showing up is how your teams will choose to show up. And so just that intentionality of being consistent. Use this week huge in your business, you guys. I was talking with Travis Garza the other day, and I said, Travis, we live so close to corporate, and I just feel like such a calling to be able to go out into different businesses and really talk about Isagenix. I hear all the time, well, I don't know that many people, or I've already talked to my warm market. How intentional are you being? I want to just encourage you guys who has been a part of, going into medical businesses, or, just a regular sales job where you're going in and you're talking about a product and you're talking to customers on how to use the product and really educating them and providing value. What's stopping you from doing that with Isagenix right where you are currently? We are going to be doing an opportunity meeting coming up alongside of a doctor's office that I've actually been a patient at, that I am really thrilled to just be linking arms. We commit every month to go in, and I understand for those of you who are not local to corporate, but I thought, we are, and so why not utilize that as a just incredible tool? So for those of you who are coming out for Phoenix ICU, and you maybe want to bring some of your team members to take a look at corporate, it is such a huge belief builder, and really being able to utilize, pulling people in for 3-way calls that maybe have experience in an area where you don't yet, and asking. Leaders ask for what they want. I was asking as a consultant. I remember I did one of my second health and wellness events, and I called Eric Cooper, and I asked him if he would come, because I didn't know what I was doing, and I knew we were local, and leaders ask for what they want. It sparked a really great relationship with Eric. And I think back now, I'm like, oh my gosh, she was probably so busy. But I really wanted him to come and be a part so that the team could experience building a culture within your team and really supporting one another is just key. I think doing life alongside one another, so when life gets hard or seasons happen or sickness happens in your family, we're at the age right now where our parents are, maybe failing in their health, or we've got grandparents that are just realizing that there are ebb and flows to life, and who's going to be your support system as you navigate what that looks like. So I want to ask if there's any questions. I know I've been talking for about a half hour about just leadership in general that I can help answer with any of you guys.
Tanya, seriously, I will tell you, you probably are the number one trainer, not just in the company, but that I've seen. Just pours from you. And it's so good. It's so good. And so we can open it up to questions, but being very, very sensitive to the fact that you're in the car with your kids and you took time to do this, I don't think we need to do that. But I think that's really generous of you to offer that.
Okay, well, this is your call, so I'll honor whatever, but I want to make sure that I'm touching on some really just points that you guys are maybe working within your business.
Yeah. All right, listen.
Hey, Tanya. Tanya?
Yes.
Yeah.
Hey, it's Janny. How are you?
I'm fantastic, Janny. How are you?
Yay, you just dropped some amazing genius on our team. Thank you so much. You know what I would love you to talk about is just what would be your top 3 tips when people are just starting out? What do you feel like are those it factor tips that really get people launched and can push them up to those first, levels in leadership?
That's a great question. Thank you for that. I definitely would say talking about the opportunity, both physically and financially, for those that missed that opportunity, it's a really sincere missed opportunity. And the reason being for that is simply for the fact that people don't know what they don't know. And they're coming to you, obviously, because they trust you. They really are looking for that expertise. And you might not feel like the expert yet, but, there's such greatness in quote unquote faking it until you make it and having the posture of the direction in which you want to go. So no matter what your title is, your posture is everything. Posturing yourself and educating is so key. And the other key word is value. What value are you providing? So you're getting them set up for success. For me, that's the President's Pack because it has the highest retention, the most pleasurable cleanse experience, and the overall best transformations I have found in Isogenics. I make sure that I set them up to have a good solid 5 to 7 shake days before they ever touch a cleanse. I manage their expectations with what to expect, knowing that, and people laugh all the time, but I'm like, listen, if you're in a cubicle, you might feel a little arty-farty, and I'm just telling you right now, I'm guaranteeing you're not getting 8 grams of fiber per, meal that you're taking in. So just understand your tummy's going to rumble. This is going to be different. You're switching some things up. I just want you to borrow my belief until you have your stone. I'm so solid, you guys. Squared away, getting them set up for success. I get them enrolled in the Ice of Body Challenge as soon as possible. And for those of you who don't know, when you get someone set up and you help them get set up with the Ice of Body that same day, that business volume that the President's Pack will count towards the 500 business volume needed for the Ice of Body contest. And then I tell them, listen, you got to get signed up right away for the Healthy Mind and Body. And the reason being is I know beyond a shadow of a doubt you have habits that just no longer serve you. And are you ready and open and willing to really take in what it would look like to create some new healthy habits? And I tell them I could sticky behind their feet as they're walking to make their shake in the morning, or they're getting their kids ready for school, or they're getting ready for work. And I could say to them, you know what? I could follow behind your footsteps, and I would absolutely be tracking with you and what you're doing every single day. We're habitual people. So would you be open to just giving those habits that no longer serve you a rightful rest to lay, and just be able to say, you know what? I am standing in the gap for myself. So getting them set up, doing both are going to really help your retention, you guys. I tell them they're not going to be able to pull me out of their pant pocket and say, hey, can I eat this? No, you can't, but you can set yourself up for success with utilizing MyFitnessPal, Healthy Mind and Body, and the Ice the Body Challenge, and then really getting involved in our community online, which is called Free to Be. And then plugging in, I'm going to put you in the business page, and I don't want you by any means to feel like you have to share. But when you're walking the billboard, and you will be, I would be your friends and family open their own isogenics free. But more than that, why wouldn't you want to just simply share and get your products paid for? And if you really understood what it is that you're a part of, you're going to take a deeper look, because you get your car payment, your house payment, or you could work this full time and experience freedom that you've only dreamt about financially. And be walking billboard. I don't know what woman sounds a little more confident in her skin, and she has a culture and a community that's backing her, cheering her on. And I really encourage people to get their spouse involved as soon as possible. We love to build with couples and being able to really get the husbands on board as well. And Jeremy's been key in that, which has been really cool. And then I would say from there, just checking in with them, not hovering, right? Meeting them right where they are. I'd let them know ahead of time, hey, I'm going to check in with you in a couple of days. You and I are going to be super tight, probably for your first 15 days, and me checking in. No question is silly. I want you to call me, ask any questions you have, and really feel supported. That is key. Helping someone have an epic product experience is going to set the foundation for having them have an epic business experience. And you really need to know that. People who come in and they're like, yeah, I'm going to crush this business. Yeah, those are the ones who never probably do very much. The people who come in humble, this gal I'm working with is another network marketer. You guys, she's so humble, and her heart is to do this with such integrity. And she's like, I really want to have a great product experience. And I said, I will do everything in my power to support you. Other than, obviously moving in and pouring the products down your throat. We joked about it. So those would be the three things: setting them up for success with the President's Path, the Healthy Mind and Body, and also the Ice the Body Challenge, and then managing their expectations of what their first 30 days is going to look like. And really managing that they might feel bloated, and they might feel like arty party, and they might, be questioning what it is that they decided to do. But if they could just borrow my belief until they have theirs to own, we're in this together. So I'm honored that they came to me to ask for some help. So that's been really cool. And the cool part is we've been doing this for 3 years. People who maybe started when I was a complete disaster and, learning the process are coming back because we're consistent and we are not giving up, and we're continuing to build. And we were able to help a guy open his Freedom Wholesale account. He's in the First Business Center, and he's at the top of the tree. And life has changed for him. There's been a shift in his season of life. And boy, he's ready to hit the floor running. He's a firefighter. And so never discount anybody, whether they say yes or no, or they come in, they come out. Just know that the opportunity is epic, and really that energy that you put out there is, you guys, what you're going to attract. So having those non-negotiables and really helping. One last thing I help people do as well, another leader taught me this, I have them journal how they feel today. So before they even put the products in their body, how are they sleeping? How's their sex drive? How is their marriage? How are they interacting with their family? How do they feel at 3 o'clock in the afternoon, and really journaling what that looks like. So over the next couple of weeks, if maybe the scale, because everybody, it signifies success over the scale, isn't working, I can take them back to that journal, and we can talk about some non-scale victories and maybe tweak some things up and some calories intakes so that they can really start to see the benefits full circle with isogenics.
Fantastic. Oh my goodness. I love everything that you said. Thank you so much, Tanya, for that genius that you dropped on our team. And I love all of these amazing ways that you can start people up and keep them engaged and have them in your back pocket. All so good. You're fabulous. Absolutely. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much. I feel honored to be on the call. I appreciate it. The opportunity.
Thank you so much, Tanya. Thank you so much. Have a safe trip with your family.
Thank you, guys. Love you so much. Have a great rest of your day. Hi, Denise. I can see you back. Bye, you guys. Love you, Gianni. Love you, Lauren. Talk to you guys soon.
Thank you, sweetie.
You're the best. Thank you, Tanya.
All right, guys. So very exciting. We are now going to hear from Beth. I mean, first of all, how can we even talk? What can we do now? We could probably just all go home and just want to watch the recording and take a million notes. But what we're going to do next is Beth Raymer is going to talk to us about dairy-free shakes. And for many of us, when we started, there were just natural harvest berry. And for a lot of people, didn't embrace the taste of the berry the way that people embrace the taste of the whey-based shakes. But wow, the vanilla chai and the chocolate have changed everything, along with the dairy-free bars. So with that, Beth, are you there?
Yes, I'm here. Can you hear me?
Excellent. Hello.
Hi, everybody. Okay, cool. All right, so I'm addressing the dairy-free isolene shakes. Isogenics wanted to actually make a global shake. And the reason I say that is prior to the launch of the new vanilla chai and the chocolate dairy-free, the only dairy-free shake that we had was the natural berry harvest, which was made from hemp protein. And unfortunately, hemp protein is banned in some countries like Australia. So they did not have dairy-free options. So it was important to have a protein source that would be available in every country. So the vanilla chai and the dairy-free, or the chocolate dairy-free, are made with brown rice and pea protein. All of the dairy-free shakes, though, follow the standard for the isolene whey protein shake to be a complete meal replacement. They have 250 calories, 24 grams of protein, 22 carbs, 8 grams of fat, and 8 grams of fiber. The ultimate goal was to have a dairy-free shake similar to whey protein, which is important for muscle building and fat burning. So when I talk about the combination of the proteins, which is whole grain rice protein and pea protein isolate, those were chosen to create a complete amino acid profile high in the branched chain amino acids. So they contain things like lysine and cysteine and arginine. And I do want to take one moment to call out some things about this because it's important. So about the amino acids. So cysteine itself, our bodies do make cysteine, but in very small amounts. And we need to have food sources of cysteine. And why this is important is because cysteine is needed for the production of glutathione. Glutathione is a very powerful antioxidant in our body, and it aids detoxification and overall health. So when you think about it, this is why it's always suggested to do at least 2 shake days before a cleanse, because by taking in the shake, having cysteine, it increases the glutathione, which aids the cleansing and the detoxification. That's the rationale behind that. Arginine is another amino acid that is in the dairy-free shakes, actually higher in the dairy-free than it is in the whey. And arginine helps with nitrous oxide production. So this is like really great for runners or people, you know, who are heart healthy and things like that. So this becomes a really great option for even meat eaters who can benefit from the dairy-free shake. So you don't have to think that it's just for people who need dairy-free. The carbohydrates come from sources that provide just enough sweetness but are low glycemic. So it's, you know, the evaporated cane juice, which we've seen in the others. There's molasses powder. There's monk fruit extract. There's good fats in the shakes. It primarily comes from sunflower oil powder, which is high in the omega-6 and the omega-3s. Olive oil powder, and also the medium chain triglycerides come from coconut oil. So, and that's really important because coconut oil is very easily absorbed into our system. The fiber that's added, one of the main things here is that one of the types of fiber is a starch that provides prebiotic soluble fibers, which helps with the growth of beneficial bacteria. There's also fiber from chia seeds, flax seeds, and This is something that's a little bit different. So the dairy-free have a fruit and vegetable blend. And it's kind of interesting because this fruit and vegetable blend comes from acacia berry, apple, banana, beet, butternut squash, carrot, kale, pomegranate, pumpkin, sweet potato, and spinach. So it really helps to add to some of the extra nutritional benefits that we're getting. So when I'm saying that, the other part here is that we did not have the vitamins and minerals added separately into the dairy-free shakes like that have been added into the whey protein shakes. So you keep this in mind for some of your people that are signing on, because to get some of those additional vitamins and minerals, you might have to look to suggest like the ageless essential vitamins and things like that to be able to supplement some of the vitamins. Also, when we always talk about the digestive enzymes that are in the whey protein shakes. So those digestive enzymes were not added into the dairy-free shakes. There is a lactobacillus acidophilus that comes from a non-dairy source that was added. But when we think about this, and again, we always tell people that they should drink the shake pretty quickly because of the digestive enzymes that are in the shake. Well, that's not relevant for the dairy-free shakes. And primarily one of the reasons why the digestive enzymes was added to the whey is because so many people, if they have issues with dairy, they need those digestive enzymes added, which help them to digest the whey protein and have less bloating and things like that from the shakes. But again, if you have people who may need to have help with some digestive enzymes, you might want to think about having them get the multi-enzyme complex, which can aid for people who might have digestive difficulties. And there are just some other things that have been added that help to give some flavor. You have some stevia leaf, which is natural sweetener. There's cinnamon, there's nutmeg, there's cardamom, which is part of the ginger family. And there's some ingredients here because you'll often hear people talk about the texture or the consistency of a dairy-free shake. And it is kind of difficult to formulate and to make them creamy and smooth like the whey shakes are. So there are some added ingredients that will help to make the shakes a little bit more smoother when they're being mixed up and things like that. So, great opportunity though to have something else that we can offer people, another, either flavor or, again, we've just heard now benefits to plant-based with the arginine. All of this information is on isogenicshealth.net, so you can easily find more info about it.
Beth, you are tremendous. We had the right person. I got so much out of that. And I will tell you, and I don't know if anybody else has done this, I am not lactose sensitive, but I am right now conducting an experiment that starts as soon as my cleanse day wraps, that I'm going all dairy free for 30 days. And I've heard a lot of people that say it took the results to a different level when they went to the dairy free shakes. And so you're a lot of what you're talking about, the BCAAs, additionally, it makes sense. I respond differently. So awesome. Great job. I love it. That was so good. Everybody is like, wow, awesome. So solid, so relatable and understandable. Right. So we were so blessed, guys, that Tanya spoke. I mean, normally when we have someone like that speak, they speak for 10 minutes, and she gave us 30 minutes and wanted to keep going, which was phenomenal. So we had a couple other things planned, but you know what? Here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to cut it really short because we have Lauren, Janie, and Betsy are all taken away with really fun, amazing things. So you're stuck with me again this week. But here's what I'm going to tell you. Here's what I told my team for the chocolate mint. The chocolate mint week is going to be one of the highest cycle weeks that most people have in the next, you look at the course of a quarter. When you have a seasonal shake release, it is a push week. And what Tanya's doing is what almost every leader is doing. They're looking at who wants to rank advance. And when people put their hands up, let's go. And so here's how people are doing it. What I told my team is just what she said. The first thing I said is declare it and write it down. So literally right now, if you're taking notes, write down and circle the number of cycles you want to have this week. Side by side with that, if you're going to push in volume and you know we're going to be helped by people just buying chocolate mint because, by the way, I tasted it in Maui and it's off the hook. I think it'll be the best tasting seasonal shake that you've had yet. I mean, literally people were stealing Rachel Pedretti, who brought it over from Australia, like tackling her for tasting it. So what I will say is that the number one thing is you're going to declare it and write it down. The number two thing is you're going to use this as a push week for enrollment. I love what she said about a chocolate mint as a gift item. How cool of a thing is that? How awesome it is. Who could you give a gift of chocolate mint to? And I would tell you, buy extra, because here's what happens with pumpkin or with all the others. People end up running out of it, and it ends up being a hot commodity, black market type item. And guys, what better contest for your team when no one can get chocolate mint than when you are loaded up? How awesome is that when your prize becomes so valuable? And you should be auctioning one off anyway as a contest. So you should make sure that you're the first stop, that you're encouraging your team. People are always annoyed when they run out, when they sell out, when they don't have it or they missed out. So here's the second thing I'll tell you. Besides the fact that you're going to declare it, you're going to tell your upline, you're going to tell your leader, you're going to tell your running partner, you're going to tell your downline, tell everyone, and you're going to write it down. And honestly, I use it as a push week. Like, I plan to enroll 5 people this week. It's my push week because I know we could accomplish amazing things. And by the way, the volume when you enroll people benefits other people. So I know when I enroll someone and the volume from their president's pack benefits a whole lot of people. And I know there's a lot of people grateful when I go on a push week because they see a lot of volume hitting their legs. And I have building 3 legs. So people, and I have all evenness. So people see it all over the place. And when you enroll people, you're blessing tons of other people. Not just the person you're enrolled, but you and your entire team. Make it a push week. Number 2, you need to make sure that you personally, hear that word, personally, tell people, grab it now. Take a cool picture. I learned this from one of our fastest growing leaders, Erin Parker, as she told me, send a picture, grab a good looking picture of the shake, which there's one on a lot of people's walls right now. Grab a gorgeous picture and message it out to people and let them know. Listen, by the way, I send that to every person I enrolled. And if you know me, you know I'm an enroller. I probably enrolled 300 people. Tomorrow, I will spend time messaging 300 people. And by the way, some people that I've adopted because their leader dropped out, and I send them a personal message. And I want you to do the same thing. Include a picture. I wanted you to know I don't want you to miss out. Start tonight. It goes on sale tomorrow. Start tonight. I don't want you to miss out. As soon as it's announced, you want to grab it. They didn't give a discount for 6 last time, but you can buy 6 shakes. So you could buy 5 and 1 chocolate and get a discount of 10%. Am I right? Correct. Okay, so that's what you can do. Encourage people to do that. Who doesn't want 10% off of the shakes? The shakes that's $4 off of each. Multiplied by 6, that's almost a $25 savings. And by the way, I promise you'll be able to sell it on the black market. As someone on your team will be begging for chocolate mint. People are begging for pumpkin. People are still like, I will trade you anything, including a child of mine, for pumpkin. So get chocolate mint, don't miss it. So you're messaging people. You're posting in your team pages and on messenger threads. But the key to sharing it with people, especially people that you enrolled early on, is messaging them personally. Okay, it takes more time, but it's a copy and paste. And I will tell you, it is valuable. When you try to put it, I've seen people do it in like a long thread. People are leaving that thread faster than like they could get out, and they're not going to do it. But when you write me and I say, listen, Beth, I know it's been a while since you've been using Isagenix, but just in case this is the time where you'd like to do a restart, I wanted to make sure you know that chocolate mint is being released tomorrow, and I've heard it's one of the most amazing flavors. I don't know about you. I love a York peppermint patty, and the thought of drinking that down with a peppermint stick is driving me bananas. Okay, so that's what I would say to people, right? You're going to post about it on your page, and people are going to be interested. And I've heard feedback that people are bummed out that you can't get chocolate mint as a brand new person, right? But there's a lot of reasons for that. You can't get it on auto ship. You need to make sure people know about that. But you could certainly get someone started and then switch them out. Or what I learned from, I think, Julia, One of my teammates, I learned that they got a 30-day system and they added a pumpkin spice to their order. Thank me later. You're going to have enough that you're going to have a little bit in maintenance, but you're going to get a seasonal flavor that's going to sell out inevitably. So you could just add a canister of shake. And so that's one of the things that I really want to encourage you to do, is just have that personal connection where you let people know. Because here's the thing, it's what Tanya said about a season. Somebody may have dropped out of your business. They may have stopped using Isagenix because one of those bad habits that followed them around, or something that happened in their life where it wasn't the right timing. But chocolate mint could bring them back. And guess what? I have a person that we enrolled on a 30-day. She did the 30-day system. She did all right. She did well. I never heard from her again. She was someone I didn't even really know. But I will tell you that almost a year later, she came back and ran to Crystal Director. She said, it wasn't my time, but now it is. She came to an event. She went to Crystal Director as fast as she could go. And you know what? Something brought her back. And for some of you, you may use chocolate mint may bring your people back, and it could surface someone who could be a massive leader. But when you originally enrolled them, it was not their time. And I would just tell you, this is game changing. Tanya talked about playing small. There are a lot of people, myself included, who've been playing way too small. And you deserve this. If you don't speak into being what could be, if you don't see a vision, if you don't borrow your upline's belief, if you don't look at Jenny Elo and Betsy and Lauren and me and go, what is different about them than me? I could do this. And maybe chocolate mint is the thing that's going to bring you to the point where you play big like you deserve. So that's what I'll tell you about chocolate mint. It could change everything. What you also are going to want to do is you're going to check you're going to check your business. If you don't know how to work your back office, this is the time when we're going to learn. Okay? So what you're going to do, I'm going to go basic, because I know there are people on my team that are 2 and 3 star that are like, wait, I didn't know this. So I'm going to talk you through basic. If you were on your computer and you went to team at the top of your back office and you go to view placement tree. I love you. If you go to view placement tree, you're going to go and you're going to see a rectangle that says personally enrolled details. When you look at that, it's going to show you every single person you've enrolled. If you click on the left-hand side, there's going to be a hyperlink. You're going to click on that. If anybody's doing this now, you're going to click on that, and it's probably going to show you, it's going to show you one of two things. What you tend to have to do is you're going to have to click on the hyperlink that says return to placement tree view. Okay? You can look at their personally enrolled details, and you can look at their volume. You can look at their left and right volume. You may have some people that were consultants that have fallen out. Okay? They may still have stayed active. So let's say that we have a person on our team who's got a maxed out business on one team. So on her right team, she's got 150,000 BV. She's not personally a consultant, but she's enrolled people who've enrolled people who've enrolled people. Okay? So that means she's an inactive consultant, but volume is still accumulating. So when I looked at her business the other day, she had 150,000 on her right, and she had about 20,000 on her left, and she buys every 29 days like a brilliant person, every 29 days, and she buys a lot of BV. So in her holding volume, which is what you'll see if someone's not a consultant, but they're active and they're ordering 100 BV or more every 29 days, you're going to see holding volume. Okay? So if I were you, I would be looking in my everywhere for anyone that fell out of consultant, has stayed active, and I would be saying, Jen, I would need to tell you something. The holding, when you become a consultant, it might just be a 100 BV order is going to make you cycle 5 times, 10 times, 54 times in the case of the girl that I just found. It's going to be massive for that person, and maybe 54 cycles, even though she hasn't been a consultant. Remember, that's holding volume. A lot of that is holding volume that drops in. But what you're even more looking for are people who you'd say, you are 1 enrollment away from a manager. You're 1 enrollment away from director. You need 3 consultants. I just offered someone that if they can get to Crystal Executive by Thursday, they've got 3 consultants. If you can get to Crystal Executive by Thursday, I will pay half of your Crystal Executive bonus as an incentive, because I know that they will run. And so if anybody has 3 consultants and they want to go to 10 by Thursday, I will honor that for anyone on my team. If you can create 7 consultants until Thursday, anyone on my team, I will pay the half of your Crystal executive bonus. And this person isn't even eligible for it because the time has passed. But that's what I'll tell you is I want to push people out of their comfort zone, but I also want to show them where we can create something huge. The 5-cycle bonus could change people's lives. It's $250. So you're looking for people who are at 2 cycles, maybe right now. Maybe there are no cycles right now, but we know the influx of volume that comes when people are buying chocolate mint. And you're gonna look for those people, and maybe they cycle 1 time a week right now. Can we get them the 5-cycle bonus? Can we get them the 1-star bonus? That's $500 one time and $500 the second time. So you're looking to shake loose tons of volume and push people. Because guess what? If you're someone who's like, if you said to me, if I cycled 1 time a week, and you said to me, Jessica, you could grab a $250 bonus if you cycle 5, and I know that chocolate mint's gonna push me up a little bit, I'm gonna push to nail it. What does that mean? That probably means I'm gonna go enroll some people. I'm gonna talk to more people. I'm gonna help my people enroll some people. I'm gonna commit to rank advancing. And so that's where you're going to see so much volume. When everybody agrees, we're going for it together. Look, we call that a coordinated rank advancement. And we've done it in the past, and it's been like a symphony. We're all committed to it. And people that are running for specific rank advancements, they're all going for it. So chocolate mint can be the life changer. I'm just gonna tell you, people think we're part of a shake company. It could be something that someone sees and said, wait, I love peppermint patties. I love chocolate mint. It feels so seasonal and perfect for where I am in my life. It may be the thing that brings someone back in your business, and it just may be the thing that takes you to the level that you've deserved to be for way too long. All right, guys, that's what I've got for you. I hope that was super helpful. And what we're gonna do is we're gonna go, everybody go off mute. We're gonna end the way we end. All right, ready? Everybody come off mute. I love it. All right, gallery, I can see everybody. So we're gonna do, yes, I can. Yes,
I can.
Yes,
Yes, I can.
yes,
Yes, I can. Yes, I can. Yes, I can.
I love it. Nice job. That's right. Good job, everybody. Have an awesome night.
Thanks, Jess. You're awesome.
Thank you.
Bye.
Thank you. Bye.